Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of Boxing with your host Knowles as usual, and I'm here today with the one, the only Ben the motherfucking Bane Davis. How you doing, bro?
Fantastic, man. Thank you for having me. I'm super pumped to be back on here with you.
Andrew, bro. A lot's happened since your last fight. It's been crazy, hasn't it? It's been a crazy last few months.
It has been, man. No, I mean, there's definitely been a lot of developments. For me outside of the fight, it was a cool experience. Kind of crazy to think that it's already been like 4 months since September 23rd. But that's the nature of the business, man. You move onwards and upwards, and it was a really cool last end of the year. I had some really fun shows in November. Had some great work down in Colombia in December, and then a show up in Vegas. So I've been pretty happy, pretty pleased. Haven't done much influencer boxing stuff, admittedly, but
Yeah.
things are going well.
I was speaking about influence boxing. What was the whole lead up like for you leading up to your first boxing fight?
It was great. I thought it was a really fun lead up. It was quick. I
Yeah,
think next time I would want a little bit more time
to
just
prepare.
to promote it. Yeah, well, definitely to prepare. We had a rush training camp, and that's not an excuse. I think Gabe beats me 10 out of 10 times. But there was a lot of, I would say, for my own athleticism, like my own
Yeah.
cardio and things like that, that I just wish I had more time to improve on. But it was surreal. I mean, being there in Newcastle and getting a chance to, hop on the press conference and do all of the ceremonial weigh-ins and the different types of media, and then get in there. I mean, it was one of the coolest things I've been able to do. So I really enjoyed it, and I do hope to get back in there soon.
Speaking of getting back in the ring, when do you see yourself jumping back in this year? And if so, who's on your hit list? If so,
Yeah. It's kind of funny because like I feel I'm maybe the one guy in the influencer boxing scene that's kind of been sticking to what he's saying. I've been maintaining March, April since quite literally moments after my fight, on September
yeah,
23rd. I've been saying March, April. That answer hasn't changed. I think March, April is the perfect timeline for me. There's a lot that goes into an influencer boxing camp. I need, again, like I said, that time to prep. And there's an opportunity cost. A guy like me who does a lot of broadcast work in a lot of different disciplines, that's sacrificing those shows effectively,
yeah.
right? And kind of almost eliminating work for myself in
You
order
put
to
that
have
pause.
a proper camp.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So, I would just want something within March, April. And to get to the second aspect of that question, answer still hasn't changed. I think B. Dave's an amazing fight. Him and I have gone back and forth a considerable amount of times. I've spoken to the dude. He's great. I have the highest opinion of him.
yeah,
I wouldn't say it's bad blood. I would say it's more just we know that it's an exciting fight, and we
100%.
understand that we'd come at it, man. And I got a lot to prove. I got to prove that I can take a punch and not go down. And B. Dave is, I think, the perfect guy to bring that to me. And I think that there's a lot of upside for me fighting him. I think I'm the better boxer. I think I'm more technical. And I believe I'd be able to show that. So B. Dave is an option. But there's another fight that I really would love, and it's Derek from Better Media, who doesn't he's not fought in Misfits or wasn't in Kingpin or any of the other influencer boxing things, but he's a guy who is a combat sports content creator.
Yeah,
He's a complete nuisance. I think, yeah, you probably know who he is. That's a
yeah.
fight. I've
Unfortunately,
literally spoken to Mams about that. I talked to him Friday, and he was like, "Send me the details, and we'll try and get the ball rolling." So, Derek, you might be hearing from one Mams Taylor soon.
well, let's hope that's one of Jake Paul's team that gets put down, not just like him. Just saying.
Yeah, I think that's the thing. It's a perfect undercard fight on Jake versus KSI. I think it would be an excellent prelim, me versus Derek, and I can't even say versus because it wouldn't be competitive. It wouldn't be a fight. I have the utmost confidence that I would wipe him off the face of the earth, which is, I mean, that's wild for me to say. I'm 0-1. I got knocked the fuck out in the first round, but
The
I'm
thing
very
is,
confident.
the thing about that is, you went for your first fight. We went up against such a an experienced opponent.
Yeah, yeah, it definitely was not a
So
smart move.
you used to being. in that limelight, especially with being in Newcastle, would have been a good card. And not only that, you've been in the ring with someone more experienced than, of course, B. Dave, but also, what's his name? I've already forgot the guy's name.
Derek, yeah, I mean, he's forgettable,
That's the
man.
one.
No, I think that's, I mean, to circle it back to beat Dave, that's, I think, where a lot of my confidence comes from is, fighting a guy like Gabe who has so much size. I mean, he had about 8 or 9 inches of reach on me. I think physically, B Dave and I are much more similar. And so I wouldn't have
Yeah.
to deal with kind of that uphill battle. It would just be the toughness. Like the main attributes of B Dave that excite me are his durability. He's a hard guy to put down. He eats every punch imaginable. And he throws hard. He throws hammers. Sometimes maybe not the most technical strikes in the world, but that guy literally, yeah, he can hit hard. So that excites me. And with Derek, I mean, that's a layup. That's an easy fight. I truly believe that's a scorcher. With B Dave, that's a challenge. I mean, that's another tough fight where both those guys, listen, like I had nothing to lose against Gabe. I was playing with house money. There was zero downside, in my opinion. Fighting either of these guys, there is risk, man. Like there is a lot more on the line. And I think for me, it would be a lot more stressful of an experience fighting those two than it was fighting Gabe, funnily enough.
Sounds good. Speaking of the whole influence at scene, what really got you into this? What really got you into influence boxing and just creating and doing that stuff in general?
Yeah, I think it's just how different it is. The crossover boxing scene offers a lot more verticality and a lot more marketing potential than traditional combat sports. I've got a lot of experience on the regional scene with my MMA broadcasting and just kind of watching on the outside, you know what I mean? The progress that Misfits has had in only 12 events on January 20th in Leeds. That will be their 12th event. And yet they've already amassed hundreds of thousands, of followers, content creators that have millions of supporters. And with a streaming partner like DAZN, the potential is almost limitless, and for me, I figured that there was a lot of, broadcasting opportunities and, thankfully I've been able to have some of those conversations. So I think that's what interested me the most. And I mean, the opportunity to box a guy like Gabe Silva, that you can't really turn that down.
For that, and you didn't turn it down. You went in there with heart and soul and came out with a stronger shield.
Definitely a cracked chin for sure. Got to get a new one, but
yeah. What made you want to do all this broadcasting stuff? What? Let's get to know a bit more about you and the whole thing of where you started to where you are now.
Yeah, it's a cool story so far. This is my third year in the combat sports industry. It began when I was a junior at ASU. I was studying finance and had done a lot of things within business through internships, extracurriculars. And man, I'll just tell you what, dude, I didn't really connect with it. I didn't really love it at all. I was very unhappy. And I knew that I needed to pivot because if I graduated and went into finance and some entry-level gig, all of the things that were making me unhappy, they would still be part of my day-to-day routine.
100%.
Like the formula doesn't change. Yeah. So I pivoted and began dabbling with mixed martial arts, never with the intention to get to where I'm at now. Funnily enough, I mean, everything is all falling together in a crazy way. But just kind of trying to plant seeds, dude. I'm always planting seeds, just trying to see which ones will grow. And thankfully, I did a lot of media work, reporting, interviews with people, and built up a good network so that when I decided, I think I could do a lot more than just be a media guy. I knew all the right people to get that ball rolling even further. And thankfully, again, like there's a good sized audience on Twitter. And I've been able to, like that lead up to the Misfits fight. I know a buddy who runs a page that has 1.6 million followers. All of the content that I was publishing on Instagram, I just collab with him. You know what I mean? I'm like, it's a cheat code to get a little bit more exposure and marketability. Yeah, 100%. So I think getting my name out there and through either like different memes or just, the broadcasting work has been really invaluable. But no, yeah, I mean, I've been doing the play-by-play commentary for about a year and change now, and have done close to 24 shows and over the last year. And it's been great. I mean, I truly feel like that's my route, and being inside the booth is ultimately where I'm best utilized.
Yeah.
So ahead of 2024, I've got a lot of really exciting opportunities, and especially with Misfits, I think there'll be you'll see me a little bit more than just in the ring.
I know it's a bit odd, but like, is there anything you want to touch on that you've seen happen recently in the scene, or anything you want to give an input into that you think people need to actually listen to?
Yeah, I'll start with this. Honest, I mean, it's such a weird anecdote, but it's just something that's been on my mind. Ashley Raxu versus OJ Rose. Their entire buildup so far has been who's the actual underdog. Which
100%.
it doesn't make any sense to me. They keep arguing about, oh, I'm the underdog, and then Ash will be like, I'm the underdog. It's a very even fight. It is a coin flip. If I were going to line it as an odds maker, I'd be like -110 on both sides. It's a pick 'em. They are so evenly matched. It's going to be a barn burner. I don't understand their insistence on being the underdog. It doesn't fucking matter. You guys are both highly. Yeah, as long as you put in the work. And like Ashley Raxu did a poll where he was like, again, pushing this narrative that he's the underdog, and then he wins the poll. He was the favorite. So I'm like, dude, it's I just wish that they would
Literally.
yeah, I just wish they'd stop and choose to promote a slightly different way. Because I love both those guys and they're the nicest, but I'm like, we don't need to see this cyclical argument over who's the underdog. You guys are both talented. It's very even. Promote it a different way. I don't know.
As we mentioned 0012 in that add on. Who are your top three cards on? Who are your top three fighters on the card, and who do you think provides the most technical ability?
Yeah, no, I mean it's a really good card. Thankfully, this one I think is for free, so there's no barrier of entry, there's no paywall. You just need that DAZN subscription. And while it might not be as star-studded, and obviously that main event we've got such a big shakeup, and who knows what's going on right now at the top of the card, but a guy like Most Wanted going from Twitter space to maybe
100%.
Twitter troll, getting this huge opportunity. I mean, what an underdog story against Joey Knight, who's 4-0. I mean, Knight's he's crafty, man. I mean, he's a seasoned vet inside the boxing ring. This is Most Wanted's debut. That's a lot of pressure. And I know that, he's pretty counted out in a lot of things, but that kid's a gamer. He comes forward, and I know he's going to be trying to put on as most of a show as Most Wanted can. So that'd be one fight that I'm looking forward to. Another one is the debut of Fox the G. This guy's been.
There's just something about this card. I feel like this is the best filler card to date, because you've got the likes of Fox the G finally doing his debut. It's like we've all been waiting to see Fox the G do his thing. I feel like against small Spartan J is the perfect opportunity, the perfect debut, because we all know that Spartan J's are experienced, but we also know that Fox G's very experienced. So it's a perfect clash. You know what I mean?
Absolutely, like it's a wrecking ball.
Entertainment.
Yeah. Jay is. I got the chance to warm up with Jay at Misfits 09 when he fought Pulley Arif. It was me, OJ Rose, Ashley Raxu, and Small Spartan Jay. We were all in the same, warm-up room. And that guy is one of the most fired up dudes I think you'll ever meet. He's just intense. Yeah, and I think that you can attribute that to his background. Like, this guy was a world champion in calisthenics. That's not an easy feat to do. And I think all fight week people were saying he's going to gas. Like, the muscle that he's holding on his frame, he's going to gas out. That dude didn't slow down at all. I mean, he just kept pushing forward, punishing Pulley. And like you said, I think stylistically it's a great clash for Fox the G, who I'm expecting Fox to look really clean on the feet, really technical. And when you got a brawler like Paul Spartan J in front of you, that's going to challenge. So I'm excited for that one. And then the third fight that I'm really pumped up for, and again, I'm excited for all of them. I could say Ashley Raxu and OJ Rose. I could say, the rematch between Bunker
and
Like I think that's great. But also Fez Batista and Ben Williams. Ben Williams is a cannon. That kid's got 2 amazing knockouts. He's huge. It looks like someone took a bike pump and fucking pumped Ben Williams up. You know what I mean? And he's getting a crafty veteran. Fez Batista's been around before social media, before this real influencer boxing word was coined. Yeah. So and I recognize that he's very overlooked coming into this. And Fez Batista is the old guard. And I know that some people have their mixed opinions about him. That's another guy I got the chance to hang out with a lot during my fight week. He's smart. That's the thing about Fez Batista. Look past the glasses and the attire and the goofy character potentially. Yeah, he's fucking intelligent. And that guy knows boxing like nobody else. So I think Ben Williams is going to come in here and he's got so much bravado and he's an amazing competitor. I think he's going to get a real challenge in Fez Batista. I think Fez is the perfect dance partner. So I say those are my 3 fights that I'm really looking forward to.
Glad to hear. So yeah, is there anything you want to say before we wrap up this episode of boxing, or anything you want to let the fans know, or just anything?
Yeah, but I wish that I could say a couple more things. I'm not sure if some people or entities would want it to be public knowledge yet, but I'll just reemphasize again. The first time you'll see me in Misfits Boxing in 2024 might not be in the ring. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, that's just on a cliffhanger. That is so. For sure that's definitely going to be a clip on the channel.
I'm not confirming or denying. I'm just saying, maybe inside the ring won't be the first place you see me. That's all I can offer.
Anyway, thanks again for your time, Ben. It's been a great to get to know you again and have a proper chat this time. And yeah, thanks for your time. It's been, like usual, it's been amazing to speak to you. And here's to seeing you in person one day and getting an in-person.
Hey, we'll get it done. Congrats on the kid, man. Keep you posted on that next month. I can't wait to see you become a father. Let's go.
Thanks.